At this time, I would like to provide you with a brief overview of the curriculum mapping resources that our K through 8 ELA and math teachers have developed for the beginning of this school term. As you see on the screen, I am in my Google Drive, and the title of the file or folder that will be shared out with the teachers will be Curriculum Mapping Resources. Once they see this folder, they will have two subfolders, one for ELA and one for math. So for now, I'm going to kind of walk you through how this is set up so that you'll be able to support your teachers in your building with these folders and the information that they contain. So I'm going to click on ELA for an example. Once you click on ELA, then you see subfolders under ELA that are broken down by grade level, kindergarten through 8th grade. So I'm going to click on 5th grade just for an example. Once the grade level folder is clicked on, then you will have another set of folders that's broken down by unit. So here you see 8 units of study. So just for today's purposes in this video, I'm going to click on Unit 1. All right, under Unit 1, you will find two documents or two files. The first one is the actual curriculum map. This curriculum map is titled Unit 1A, and it's for a timeline of 4 weeks. Here you see the designers, those teachers who participated in developing this curriculum map. The first stage of this curriculum map is the desired results. And here under the desired results, you see that these teachers have clustered 1, 2, 3, 4 standards. And here the standards are. This is reading and this is literature. Okay, so these are the priority standards. So during this 4-week time, these are the standards that your ELA teachers that teach 5th grade would need to focus on for this particular unit of study. Underneath the desired results, you see intended understandings. And these are basically your objectives, what the students will be able to do as a result of participating in the learning process for this particular unit. Following the intended understandings, you will see the essential questions. These are the 4 questions that these teachers have included as essential questions for this unit study of 4 weeks. Then you will see the I can statements. The I can statements, these are the statements that your teachers would need to write on their boards, on their agenda boards with the student-friendly outcome, the before, during, and after strategies. So here are the I can statements. And then lastly, you have the academic vocabulary. These are the vocabulary words that your teachers that teach 5th grade ELA should be using with the students while they're delivering instruction. And they go over into the next page. So once again, these are the vocabulary words and everything that go along with this curriculum map that will support teachers in their planning. Next, I'm going to click on the Unit 1 Grade 5 ELA assessment that's in the folder. Here you see a copy of the Unit 1 ELA test that was developed by these teachers and or Dr. Odom. Here your directions are read the following passage and answer the question for each passage. So you have a passage followed by a set of questions. And notice that behind each question, the standard that this question is based on is listed there. So as you have your data meetings in your building concerning these particular assessments, you'll be able to link the data back to the standard and know which standard the students are struggling the most with. This will also help your teachers to know which standards they need to go back and provide remediation for. So there's a set of questions. All right, and this one is a written response item. Another passage, followed by questions. And once again, the standard numbers are in parentheses behind the question. Here's a written response. More questions to follow. And that is the end of that particular assessment. So if you look back at the curriculum map, we were going to be assessing standard 1, 2, and 3. And notice that here, this particular standard goes over, it's the same standard, but then notice here they are focusing on the theme, and then here they're focusing on the summarizing piece. So actually, this curriculum map unit only really deals with standard 1, 2, and 3, but they've broken out standard 2 into theme and summarizing. So if you recall looking at the questions that were on the assessment, those are the standards, and those are the only standards that will be assessed on this particular unit. This is a hard copy in the folder that will be shared out with the teachers, so they will have access to the actual test items that they will be expected to assess the students on. But these assessments should be built in Scantron in the Achievement Series, and these particular ones will be multiple choice. And so the teachers will be able to give these assessments online, and they will not get a score for the students until the students have, until the teachers have gone in and manually graded the written response items, for example, like number 10. Scantron will not grade this. The teachers will have to give credit for this. And so with this particular assessment, I believe I saw 20 questions. That means that each one will count 5 points. So they will have to assign the students this score on those written response in order for Scantron to calculate the scores on the remainder of the multiple choice test. Now we will take a look at the math subfolder under the curriculum map resources. We'll click on math. We'll go to a grade level. It's set up the same way, kindergarten through 8th grade. This time we'll just click on 4th grade. And we'll go to Unit 1. Notice that they're broken out into Units 1 through 8, but we'll click on Unit 1. Same setup. There will be a file in there with the actual curriculum map. We'll take a look at that. And it's set up the same way, gives you the timeline, which is 4 weeks. And this particular unit in 4th grade, their first unit is on place value and addition. Here are the teachers that participated in this particular, developing this particular unit. Same setup with the priority standards, and the standard numbers are right behind there. They've included the mathematical practices. There are 8 mathematical practices, but in this particular unit, they'll focus on mathematical practice 3, 7, and 8. Then they have the intended understandings with what the students will understand, followed by the essential questions and the I can statements. And these particular statements are already developed for your teachers, so they can just basically use these same statements as they write the things that need to be included on their agenda boards for the students in student-friendly terms. You have the academic vocabulary here, and it spills over to this next page. So this is the vocabulary that you should hear when you go in to monitor and observe instruction that the teachers are using with the students. You're looking for the students to be able to use this academic vocabulary. Now we'll take a look at that Unit 1 math test for 4th grade, just to make sure we all understand what this test will entail. You have answered the following questions for your teacher. You have this test item followed by the standard right behind it. And all those seem to be multiple choice. All right, this is one of the ones where they would have to show their work. And so once again, this test is developed into Scantron Achievement Series. The teachers would have to grade anything that's written before they can allow the software in Scantron to actually develop a grade for them. So once again, the standard numbers are behind the particular test item. So this pretty much gives us an overview of what this looks like in our Google Drive. Once we get things in place, there are some missing units at this time that teachers have not completed yet, as well as there's some things that I'm waiting to receive from Dr. Odom. Once all those are in there, I'm going to actually send this entire folder out, and share it with your teachers so they will have access to it to use for their planning. Also, this will be good information for them to know up front about what's expected from the curriculum standpoint with the units and the standards that are tied to each unit and the assessment. Hopefully, this will be a great resource for your teachers as you continue to strive for instruction that is aligned to the Alabama course of study. So this will also help us with our advanced ed piece. So I look forward to working with you on these curriculum mapping resources, and we'll talk about dates for faculty meetings with you and your faculty in just a moment.